Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is. Definitely a good morning. It's gonna be a crazy one today. This what did I this because I can't even figure out where I put my damn coffee. Ah, there we go. I had to set it down out of the way. Got my coffee cup from yesterday down. Damn, I need to clean this up. I hate having a messy space like this. Mm. Mm, mm, Good stuff. A little bit of coffee in the morning. Nothing like getting a wake up like that. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It is good to see you. Good to see you. Did it miss chat? No, you didn't miss anything. I think maybe Shizzy messed up on the time. No, I don't think I meant to start at 2 a.m. What I did is I set the thing to go off, and whatever I hit, the time didn't change for me. Oops, it happens. But then again, yeah, it's good. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, yes, yes. Melanie Beeman, good to see you. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Wonderful morning. Wonderful morning. Kay Marshall, good to see you. Yes, 3.5 hours late from the scheduled time. Hey, T Rex. Hey, at least I'm here. It happens. Good Lord Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. Cynthia, retired firefighter. Good morning. I hope you're doing well this morning. J Buck, how's it going? We got JD Fan and Catherine Boysen. Hi from Germany. Wow, that's awesome. Welcome from Germany. Welcome to the USA. Hello, Melanie. Good to see you all coffeed up and ready to go. Oh, that's great. Okay, Marshall. Good morning, Lexi. How are you today? So we've got. I told you it wouldn't be long. Told you it wouldn't be long before we have another little group that wants to wants to do their little shenanigans. It's always a little sus. Always a little sus because, well, no, that's how they are. They can't help it. Now they're at MIT, and it looks like they've got a bunch of people outside. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Looks like there's a bunch of people on the outside here, standing around, sort of gawking, staring, not really caring. Oh, look, there they already have their really expensive signs right here. Then they got no trespassing that they've managed to kick over. Oh, look. Oh, wow, they managed to kick over a no trespassing sign. And of course, there they are with their little scarves, because that nothing says I support Palestine more than a pretty little scarf. And then of course, here they are. Yep, another one. It's like they shop at the same place. And yeah, if you're wondering what Antifa looks like unmasked, here you go. This is what they look like, masked and unmasked. Yeah, there you go. Come join us. Heh, heh, heh. Yeah, these are the ones that like to tear apart your country and get people all worked up, and got their little scarf. I've seen her before at other rallies. Carries her little boombox, and she's just a slave. Gets to hold the little cart there. Gotta love that. Got their mask, and of course she's just hoping that she can get a little bit of action. Right here. She got her arms interlocked with him, just like, yeah, look, I've got my mask on. I might get something. There's that many students that go to MIT. Wow, I'm surprised. So yeah, there you go. Told you there would be more of them. Just just send these aides to live under Palestinian rule. I mean, you really want to. You really want to. Trust me. Just to see their reaction whenever they wake up the next morning and go, "What, you mean they don't like me?" Ah, it does happen. Interesting. Okay. Oh wow, somebody sent me something interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's see. We've got some. Oh, that's right. I'm spacing out for a second there. Yeah. Listen, these live under Palestinian rule. Good morning, Mary Waltz and Yamaha. Omar the tent maker. All your plus size terrorist accessories. Yeah, it is a hilarious thing. So we've got there was something that I thought was pretty funny. Just because it's a beautiful thing to see. It is a beautiful thing to see. This is someone that I'll just wait until we got more people here. It's too early for that news. We gotta have this. Uh so we'll pull up the actual story. Well, oh, they don't have the actual story. It's just a bunch of talk about covering protests in the heart of their own school. Okay, open tab. Oh, we got more that's going to probably happen in Chicago. Don't care. And what do we got? Oh yeah. No. Gotta make sure that there's certain things you have to be careful that you don't show on the tubes. Okay. Let's see what that one is. And okay, there we go. All right. So we've got, yeah, I'm running late, of course. Brain wise, my brain isn't 100% there. So this is the damn it. Go. Let me see. So we have these guys right here. As you said, Omar the tent maker, for those of you that don't know what that means. A large group of University of Chicago faculty defends pro-Palestinian encampment. A large group of faculty members from the University of Chicago defended a pro-Palestinian student encampment. Why don't they just say a bunch of protesters saying it's been peaceful and non-disruptive campus so far?
The same solidarity with the people of Gaza unites the peaceful protesters.
Now, you notice something here that's really interesting. Look, they have their little popular signs up, their little encampment. Oh, they're mostly peaceful until somebody gets hurt. Until somebody says, "Yeah, we're not allowing food back in there." Because they've trashed the campus. But let them do their thing. Let them do their thing. It's their summer of love again this year. Why is this always happening? Oh, you're always here right whenever you were supposed to be here. No sooner, no later. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. You are here on time every time because you were here when you needed to be here. No time like the present. Hmm. So this is you got their popular university. We demand the University of Chicago divest, disclose, and remove anything from the Jews. That's what they want. They're very much for things against the Jews. It's not pro-Palestinian. Just so you guys know, they like to say they're pro-Palestinian, but it's not.
The same solidarity with the people of Gaza unites the peaceful protesters who have camped here on the quad for the last 7 days.
Dude, you sound like a fruitcake. You sound like a wuss. This guy looks and sounds like a complete fruitcake. I wonder if they would make such a mess if they had to clean it up. Oh yeah. Yeah, they don't have to clean, but they know they don't have to clean it up, so it's no skin off of their back.
These are nonviolent protesters and they are our students.
No. they are anti-Semites, and they are not your students, not the majority of them.
We call on President Alivisatos to find an alternative to police violence and to continue negotiating.
No, you don't negotiate with terrorists. We've said this before. Yeah. This is the same group that did it back during Trump. They're just gaining a little bit more momentum. It'll be the same thing all over again. Summer of love. Summer of love wanting to start up again. What's going to happen? Somebody's going to get hurt. Again. And nobody's really going to be worried about it. Except they will not. I suggest anybody that feels opposing to these people, my suggestion would be get out of their way. Because somebody's going to get hurt again. This happened during the Summer of Love. This happened in Kenosha. And it'll happen again. Just know it's going to happen again. And I fear that the next person, they're not going to have as good a trigger control. That's my worry. They will not have as good of trigger control. And innocents will get hurt. Well, he's not staying in any tent. Yeah. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning. How are you? All right. Let's pull this one up here. So, tornado causes extensive damage to Oklahoma town and 1 death as powerful storms hit central U.S. As far as I know, MG at law is still doing fine. I heard through the grapevine that he reached out to expert to let him know that everything was fine, that he's good, that he's fine. So tornado destroyed homes, toppled trees, power lines when it roared through a small Oklahoma town, one of several twisters that erupted in the central United States. Amid a series of powerful storms that stretched into Tuesday, at least 1 death was reported. The tornado ripped through the 1,000-person town of Barnsdall, about 40 minutes drive north of Tulsa on Monday night. At least 30 to 40 homes in the Barnsdall area were damaged, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol reported. In the State Department of, why would this Department of Health report a nursing home? Oh, because it was nursing home. Was damaged and patients were being evacuated. Well, hopefully they weren't being evacuated through the walls. That would suck. Like, hopefully they went out by at least their own will or wheelchairs and not like holding on to wheelchairs as they were. Never mind. That's a morbid thought. A natural gas leak and numerous road closings due to debris also were reported according to Osage County Emergency Management. We've got 1 confirmed fatality, multiple injuries. Damage was also reported in Bartlesville, about 20 miles northeast. We did take a direct hit from a tornado in the city, said Carrie Fox of Washington County Emergency Management. Please stay off roadways, stay out of those damaged areas. Sorry. We're having a lot of difficulty getting in to do assessment to check on people to see if they got any injuries because of traffic congestion. Oof. It looks like there was 4 killed in weekend storms. Hit a newsroom built in twins. National Weather Service in Tulsa had warned Monday evening that a large life-threatening tornado was headed towards Barnsdall with wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Meteorologist Brad McGavick, I think I said that right, said the information on the tornado's size and how far it traveled wasn't immediately available Monday night. The storms began earlier Monday with gusty winds and rain, but after dark, tornadoes were spotted skirting northern Oklahoma. At one point in the evening, a storm in the small town of Covington had produced tornadoes off and on for over an hour. The National Weather Service said throughout the area, Wind farm turbines spun rapidly in the wind and blinding rain. Okay. Kansas, some areas were pelted by apple-sized hail, about 3 inches. It's not apple size. It's okay. In diameter, the storms tore through Oklahoma. Yeah, I guess that would be apple size. The storms tore through Oklahoma and areas including Sulphur and Holdenville were still recovering from tornado that killed 4 and left thousands without power late last Monday. Both plains and Midwest have been hammered by tornadoes this spring. No different than any other spring. Well, I guess it is a little more. Max Velocity did a 15-hour live stream. Wow, that's crazy. Safe from another twister. Excellent. I am so glad to hear that. Thank you. Good morning, Tammy Bugard. How are you doing? It's a pleasure to see you. Oklahoma State Emergency Operations Center, which coordinates storm response from bunker near state capitol, remains activated from last week's deadly storms. Monte Tucker, a farmer and rancher in the western Oklahoma town of Sweetwater, had spent Monday putting some of his tractors and heavy equipment in barns to protect it from hail. Let his neighbors know that they could come to his house if the weather becomes dangerous. We built a house 10 years ago. My stubborn wife put her foot down and made sure we built a safe room. He said the entire ground level room is built with reinforced concrete walls. Oklahoma and Kansas had been under high risk weather Monday. The last time such a warning was issued was March 13th, 2023. March 31st, 2023. Thank you. Oof. The storm system tore through parts of the South and Midwest, including Arkansas, Illinois, and rural Indiana. The entire week is looking stormy across the U.S. The eastern U.S. and the South are expected to get a brunt of bad weather through the rest of the week, including in Indianapolis, Memphis, Nashville, St. Louis, Cincinnati. Cities where more than 21 million people live should be clear over the weekend. Wow. Meanwhile, floodwaters in the Houston area began receding Monday after days of heavy rain in southeastern Texas left neighborhoods flooded and led to hundreds of high water rescues. Man, some nasty weather. Some outdoor propane tanks can get crazy in tornado and hurricane prone areas. Oh yeah. Yeah, they can. We got there. It's oh yes. Most definitely. I'm okay, just getting ready to go to physical therapy soon. Excellent. You do what you gotta do and get stronger. It is definitely something I like to see people have happen. Oh wow. That doesn't look pretty. Yeah, so we've got Oklahoma, more storms, tornadoes spotted in Oklahoma. These tornadoes are rated EF or E3 or higher, meaning they were powerful enough to uproot and snap large trees, remove roofs, knock down walls of well-built homes, and easily toss cars and heavy vehicles, particularly dangerous because they hit after 10 p.m. Yeah, what becomes dangerous about it is you're not able to see them whatsoever. That's where it becomes really difficult. And of course, Trump faces jail threat over gag orders as prosecutors zero in on transactions at heart of case. Okay, what do they have to say? Everybody cheers him on.
For the first time at Donald Trump's hush money criminal trial, jurors heard the details of the arrangement that was made inside.
Why do you have to say hush money trial? Because there was nothing happening. It's already presuming guilt. That's the weird part about it. They're already presuming that he's guilty of it. Donald Trump returns to his trial Tuesday, facing the threat of jail time for an additional gag order violations as prosecutors gear up to summon big-name witnesses in the final weeks of the case. Okay, what does she have to prove? There's no reason for it. The prawn actor who said she had a sexual encounter with Trump, and Michael Cohen, the former Trump lawyer and personal fixer who prosecutors say paid her to keep silent in the final weeks of 2016, are among those who have yet to take the stand but are expected to in the coming weeks. The jury on Monday heard from 2 witnesses, including, it's just, I don't care, because we all know this is bullshit. And there's no point in even talking about it. Whenever you find a story that's complete BS, it's like watching people being tried and convicted over things that they have no control over. I just it just sickens me to think that this is the system that we have in the United States, and they don't realize how fast it comes around to bite others in the ass. People that you know, not saying you got to like Trump, but people that go at someone this hard to make a political statement, whenever it rears its ugly head right back on you, I have no sympathy for you. None at all. No sympathy whatsoever. I just can't handle your BS. Don't want to have anything to do with them. Yep. He has been found guilty of lying. Oh geez. Are they trying to keep Trump off the campaign trail so Biden just keep going and get a supposed advantage? Yeah. Trump's using it to his advantage, but see that even the judge hates that. See, Trump's been using this as an advantage. Okay. A big advantage. So as everybody is flipping out over what Trump said, what Trump did, all right. So you've basically brought him in and said, we're going to try you in this kangaroo court. In another state where this didn't happen because of a prosecutor that wants to bring this up. Okay. All the supposed things happened where he slept with a prawn star and they kept it out of the news. Okay. It now what about this this laptop? There was something about a laptop, if I'm not mistaken, last election that was really interesting that nobody. Oh, that's right. They squashed they quashed that story. They made it go away. It was about a certain person's laptop. I can't remember what that was all about. And what about their ties with Ukraine? I'm having a hard time remembering because the memory fades so quick at this age. That was quieted down. Huh. Do you think anybody was paid for that? Don't know. Good morning, Debbie. Good to see you. Good morning, Terry Ham. Good morning, everyone. For Baby is doing better. Excellent. You will be going to Church Clothing Center with me. You and your sis this morning were remodeling the shelves before opening. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good morning, Welsh Lady Reads. I did see you here this morning. I'm sorry. Sometimes I say hello in my mind, so if I don't say hello out loud, I'm sorry and forgive me. Yeah, that might have been who it was. It might have been. But of course, that got quieted. But of course, because Trump has used all of this BS to his advantage, now they've got to make it where, oh, let's take in, say, how do you put this? Let's just say they have to change the narrative, because that's what they do. They change the narrative to give a little bit of, how do you put that, weight to the BS that they're feeding us. So yeah, Trump is telling them, shut the hell up. You guys are throwing me in jail. Now you're putting a gag order on me. You want to give me jail time. You want to hush me up. You've done this. You're using the court system for it. And now you're putting a gag order where I can't even use this to my advantage. At some point, you have to even the left is going to go, this doesn't make our side look good. We don't look like the winners here. We don't look like the winners here at all. It's not a happy place to be. And then of course you've got this moron, Bernie Sanders, loser, says Gaza may be Joe Biden's Vietnam. No, not even close. No, not even close. In April, Bernie Sanders repeatedly stood shoulder to shoulder with President Joe Biden. So who was in front? Like you showered. That works for you. Asshole. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my. Oh, that's good. That's right. That's right. Going to bed? Why are you going to bed? What have you been up to? Man, I've warned you about this. Staying up until the wee hours of the morning. It's not how you live your life, brother. Now you're going to be tired all day long. You're going to miss out on all the good news. Oh, jeez. All right. Promoting asshole. That's funny. Biden used a government plane of security to fly to Ukraine and demand that the prosecutor investigating Hunter be fired. Yeah. Well, we don't talk about that, because that would be that would be bad. Especially go to bed. You're done. That's funny. Oh, and promoting their joint. Well, they stood shoulder to shoulder. They just don't tell you that it was the back of one shoulders and the front of the other shoulders. Sort of like Brokeback White House. Just last week, Sanders was bluntly warning. Okay, let's see. Promoting their joint accomplishments on healthcare, none, and climate, none, while eviscerating Donald Trump in a widely viewed campaign TikTok video. Same TikTok that they want banned. Weird. Just last week, Sanders was bluntly warning that a crisis in Gaza could be Biden's Vietnam and invoking President Lyndon B. Johnson's decision not to run for re-election as the nation was in an uproar over his support of that war. Such is the political dichotomy of Bernie Sanders when it comes to Joe Biden. They're two old people who share a bond that was forged through rubbing gently the mushroom. And it was fortified through political policies that they really have not achieved anything over the last 3 years except eliminate one policy, then rename it and do it all over again. Now, in this last election year, Sanders will be Biden's most powerful emissary to progressives and young voters, a task that would test the senator's pull with sectors of the Democrat Party most delusioned with the president and his policies, especially on Gaza. Privately, Sanders has felt up Biden. He has gripped him like a man with a passion and has felt less enthusiastic in recent days about doing such because it became painful to him. Making the political case on Biden's behalf as the Gaza crisis worsens, according to a person familiar with Sanders' sentiments. Still, Sanders remains adamant that his sphincter is not for Trump, it's all for Biden. That the sector of Trump's return to the Oval Office is too grave a threat, and stresses that this election is not between Joe Biden and God, it's between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Okay. A little creepy much. I understand that a lot of people in this country are less than enthusiastic about Biden for a number of reasons. Well, like pick your choice. Pick your choice. What would be those things? Why don't you start listing them off? I guarantee you, Bernie Sanders, if you start listing them off, you're going to run out of fingers and toes really damn fast. Just saying. I understand there's a lot of people in this country are less than enthusiastic about Biden for a number of reasons, and I get that. I strongly disagree with them, especially on what's going on in Gaza. Sanders said in a recent interview with the Associated Press, but Sanders continued, you have to have a certain maturity when you deal with politics. That is, yes, you can disagree with somebody. That doesn't mean you can vote for somebody else who could be the most dangerous person in American history. You could vote for me. Or not vote and allow that other guy to win. That would be Biden. That would be the thrust of the message that Sanders would carry through November. Even as progressive furor over Biden's handling of the war in Gaza continues to escalate, protests continue to fester, and Sanders' own critiques of the administration's policy becomes more pointed. He ran out of sugar. That voice is so funny. It sounds exactly like some of them. Yes, I know. He'll buy some more tomorrow. I'm thinking of you too. Aw.
He's not tremendous sales in Gaza because of Biden,
said Peter Welch, Democrat in Vermont, who succeeded Sanders in the House and joined him in the Senate last year. Bernie's credibility is that he's maintained his solid position of bending over, grabbing his ankles, and taking it any which way that he can, and that he's going to make the case, why Biden versus Trump? Few can doubt Sanders' influence through the Biden presidency. Once rivals for the Democrat presidential nomination in 2020, two men later joined forces to assemble half a dozen men, usually wearing tight suits, so they could just watch them undress. The party's policy platform, lots of peas in here because this is how we get A to write for us. They like to rhyme for no reason. So the party's policy platform later that year, an unusual endeavor that helped bring the Democrat socialist supporters to Biden's fold. That laid the groundwork for a burst of ambitious policymaking for the first 2 years of the Biden administration, from a sweeping $1.9 trillion pandemic. We call it a relief package, but it costs you more than you know. And by the way, you got to pay all that back with interest. In early 2021 to legislation in the summer of 2022 that was a mishmash of bullshit and garbage. Or, like we say, long-standing Democratic priorities, including cheaper prescription drugs. After we raised the prices, we decided to lower them. Isn't it wonderful? Because they were already going to be lowered down to practically nothing. So we eliminated that because Trump wrote it in. We had to make it go away. Once we made it go away, then we introduced our own that didn't really decrease it that much, and only on the drugs that people really don't use. It's wonderful or special. So Sanders, who helped craft those blueprints as head of the Senate's Budget Committee, had been directly encouraged by Biden to go big, go hard, go fast, go long, and make sure that you choke it down at the end of the day with the assurance that the president had his back. Oh, and did he have his back? He made sure that he had him tied down, and that way he was lubed up so he could get the back. Baby got back. You know, I've been fighting for this for 25 years, Biden told Sanders admiringly at their joint effort. It was their healthcare event. Finally, we beat Big Pharma. Finally. Sanders, like many others who back Biden's butt, his domestic achievements, like domestic abuse, he believes that the public is too aware of them. He was the one who approached the White House officials about doing an event specifically to spot a drop in the cost of inhalers. Oh, get your inhaler. Get your inhaler now. Get your inhaler here. Come get your inhaler. Sorry. Being goofy. Oh, how many of you use inhalers? I'm just trying to, a show of hands. If you use an inhaler. Oh, we dropped the prices for the inhalers. Don't you feel special now? More than 3 years into Biden's term, Sanders' connections throughout the West Wing are deep as his throat will allow him to. He gets on his hands and knees regularly, not only with the president, but his top aides, including White House Chief of Staff Jeff Zients, Senior Advisor Anita Dunn, and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you serious? Anita Dunn? I am. What in the hell? There is something. She is. I got. Here's the problem that I have with the whole Anita Dunn thing. A top advisor to President Joe Biden, whose prominent communications firm helped launch a high-profile effort to assist victims of sexual harassment, graping, and assaulting, was also a paid advisor to powerful Illinois politician while he's being sued by one of those victims. Anita Dunn, co-founder of the communications firm SKDK and widely considered to be a member of the president's inner circle, provided a crisis communication assistance to Michael Madigan, the then Speaker of the Illinois House of Representatives from 2018-2019, that work netted Dunn and her firm more than $200,000, according to campaign finance disclosures. Madigan, who is also the leader of the state Democrat Party at the time, was not personally accused of sexual misconduct, but was being sued by a former employee of his political committees. That former employee, Anelia Hampton, alleged that Madigan retaliated against her when she reported that her direct supervisor repeatedly harassed her over text messages. While Dunn was advising Madigan, Hampton received support in her case. Yeah, Anita Dunn is a scumbag piece of garbage. Just saying, scumbag piece of garbage. I knew that name sounded really familiar, and she's also done a lot of other things. Sorry. He doesn't mince words, Dunn said. He's very direct with us, pretty blunt. He sticks it in and doesn't pull it out. And that's a good thing, she said. It took hours for Sanders, who announced his own re-election bid Monday, to, rope on Biden's campaign. Once the president made it official last April, it was an unmistakable signal to his supporters that despite any misgivings, it was imperative to make sure that you back Biden's Build Back Better bullshit any which way that you can, and without hesitation. Yet some Democrats are worried that anger among progressives over Gaza is so deep, so hard, so fast that it'll split a small donkey in two, that not even Sanders can persuade them to support Biden. A persistent block of voters in multiple primaries continued to choose uncommitted or a variant to protest Biden's handling of the attack on Israel, sometimes far surpassing Biden's margin of victory in those same states in the 2020 general election. Okay. Just you line them out behind the woodshed and I'll teach them all a lesson. No, they would like it. That's the worst part about it. They'd be like, ooh, daddy hit me harder. Just saying. Hey, Christine, how you doing? How you doing? Get stuck with a better crowd. Oh, politics is funny in your voices. Thanks. We'll keep it up, bro, as long as I. Oh, geez. For instance, more than 48,000 voted uninstructed by the Wisconsin Democrat primary in early April, which outpaced the roughly 20,700 votes by which Biden outpaced Trump in the battleground state 4 years ago. Wisconsin's primaries this year came 3 weeks after Biden had already clinched his ass, and all because he almost crapped his pants. This campaign is in trouble, and Senator Sanders will do everything that he can to try to pull this man over the finish line. Well, and he will be dragging him across the finish line because, damn, it's hard to bring a living corpse across the finish line. Ours must be well sauteed and fresh out of the coffin, said Nina Turner, who was a national co-chair of Sanders' 2020 campaign. I'm not sure it's going to work this time. Well, of course not, because they're special kinds of morons. Oh, you go, Tammy Bugarden. You get that. Open up that can of whoop-ass. Woohoo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And what do we got here? I've been gathering your nuts for 1 month. Shame on you. Shame on you. Oh, good morning, Shizzy. And Jack, good morning, Emma's girl. It is so good to see you this morning. It's only been a month. Congrats. Some people have been gathering my nuts a lot longer. That's what that just sounds so dirty now that I hear you say that. Oh, I know. It seems longer. Damn it. Things are closer than they appear in this mirror. Things are always larger. Sorry. All right. Mitch Landrieu, or we call him the Laundry Man, a national co-chair for the Biden campaign, told CNN that Sanders' comparisons to the Vietnam, well, they're over-exaggerated because, well, Vietnam happened, in the 60s and 70s, well, late 60s, early 70s. And, it was a complete failure. We know that Trump, he's not a complete, Biden, we know he's not a complete failure. He's a special kind of retard. He just likes to play a failure on TV. Preferably in front of millions of people. And, well, okay, he doesn't have millions of people show up to watch him. But, okay, millions of people voted for him. A March poll conducted by Harvard Institute of Politics found that 18 to 29-year-olds were less likely to say that they wanted to be anywhere near this crazy, creepy old man. They had no idea that he liked to look at children in that way, or say that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict was the national issue that concerned them the most compared to issues like the economy, immigration, and abortion. Things like that we might be a little more concerned with. We're really, the ones that are going to vote for him really don't care about Israel. They'd prefer to stay out of that battle. But it isn't just on Gaza that Sanders has been pushing Biden and his aides. No. It isn't Gaza that Sanders has been pushing. Usually he likes to push about other bullshit areas that make no only sense to leftist uncapitalistic wanting to be son of a bitch like Sanders. He's urging him to shift campaign strategy, not just to contrast Biden with Trump, but to lay out ambitious goals on healthcare, education, childcare, and workers' rights. And it's going to be, of course, one of those 5-year plans or 10-year plans or 15-year plans. One of those plans that doesn't help you immediately, but somewhere down the future, and we'll make sure that it's funded and brought to you by the U.S. government. Hell yeah. Or we should say the poor taxpayer. I mean, why would you have to pay any taxes if you don't have any money because you don't have a job? It's a wonderful way to go. Good morning, Captain Kern. Good to see ya. Good to see you. Oh, it's so wonderful. Yeah, I knew I'd get you a laugh on that one. Mm-hmm. 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 Biden's State of the Union address, which his advisors point to as a roadmap for his second term, was a general start, Sanders said. But he added that Biden has to do more to inspire voters, like anything. Inspire somebody, please. Biden, anything you can do to inspire them, please give it a try. Stop looking like a warmed over corpse that's been left out in the sun too long on a hot Texas road. Jeez Louise. What I've said to the White House is it's not good enough to simply talk about Donald Trump, Sanders said in the interview. It's not good enough to talk about your accomplishment, which I have. You got to have a bold agenda for the futures. Biden's aides point to specific proposals released around the State of the Union, such as an expensive housing plan that would build or preserve 2 million homes. Sanders is also now developing new health care legislation in tandem with the White House, which would extend to all Americans the $2,000 annual cap on prescription costs. No, we're going to raise that. Well, because we have to raise it because of inflation that we caused. So we have to put a higher cap on it because it's the cost of living starting to go up. Oh, I don't understand. So every time we raise, we cause the cost of living to go up. We raise it more. So it'll cause the cost of living to go up. It's like this perpetual machine that just eats itself from the inside out. Shizzy, I may have a special torture area back there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. The $2,000 annual cap on prescription costs, the Inflation Reduction Act, only applies to seniors and only seniors on Medicare. Think about that. It's a dying breed. Gotta love it. Shared values, if not ideologies. Well, if you're shared ideologies with Bernie Sanders, then, well, that just makes you just as communist as he is. But that's okay. We love communists here just as much as we love the Democrat Party. Or should I say, one and the same? Biden doesn't hesitate to point out where he splits with Sanders. Well, let me tell you, son, the reason I split with Sanders is because I don't like my chicken done well. And Sanders' chicken is done too well for me when given the chance. I like him, but Bernie Sanders, I'm not a socialist, Biden said in a January 2022. I'm a mainstream Democrat, so I'm more communist than socialist, according to Biden. Yet top advisors to the president, long a stalwart of the Democrat center-left, and Sanders, who is the undisputed leader of the party's progressive wing, say the two men share more traits than their ideological stances would indicate. For one, they both hold a core belief that the government should be forced on everybody. Their political careers are anchored in small, sparsely populated states that expose them to the most hyper-local and grassroots of politicians, although they don't spend any time there until they need to retire. Then they show up and help out their states. Other than that, they keep their asses in Washington, living off the government tit, like any good Democrat politician or socialist or communist is. Because, well, why wouldn't you? It's a free meal ticket. They have a sense of assholism about working with the political system's realities. In other words, they're part of the swamp. Even if Sanders works to push those boundaries, oh yeah, and he pushes hard. Like, come on, give it to me, Biden. Give it to me. Just take off the diaper and show me where it's at. And Biden governs inside of them. Biden as vice president was the rare establishment Democrat who was warm to white supremacists and anti-Semites. And Bernie Sanders during the senator's first presidential bid. He invited Sanders to the vice presidential residence at the Naval Observatory to show him, hey, you act like an asshole around me, I'm going to throw you off this damn building, and I don't care who's looking. Yeah, I'm going to treat you like I did Corn Pop. He invited Sanders to discuss the campaign and political ideas in 2015, a time when tensions between Hillary Clinton, the Hildebeest, and the ascendants of Sanders' wings, like the chicken, were increasingly embittered. Yeah, they hated each other and they were very spiteful because, wow, the Democrat Party said, you know what? We want the Hildebeest. We don't want you, Sanders, because we don't like your chicken. I love it. So even as the 2020 debates were fiercely fought by nobody, wait, okay. Let's go back to the 2020 debates where there was one debate that I can remember between Biden and Trump where he got completely annihilated. And then Biden spent the rest of his time in a damn basement telling black people how to vote, telling white people how to vote, telling black people, if you don't vote for me, then you're not black. Yeah, we all remember this, Biden. We remember all this bullshit, AP. Remember the lies that you told all throughout the campaign. We saw how many people were hanging out in their cars at a rally for President Joe Biden. We all remember this. We remember seeing where President Joe Biden was at that point in time. He had nobody showing up to his rallies, and it didn't look like anybody gave two shits about voting for him. That's why we find it very hard to believe that things went the way that you say that they do. No conspiracy here. Just look at the facts. It looked fishy. It looked as fishy as Sanders and Biden having the Hildebeest in a three-way. Dirty love triangle. What can I say? It's not something I need to wipe that image out of my face. Biden and Sanders never let the disputes turn personal. Well, because they were in too deep. They were in too deep. Bernie Sanders' old lady hair smelled pretty. That old Bernie Sanders' old lady hair smelled pretty. Not a day over 20-year-old's hair. Kind of like that bubble gum. I'm not black. At least I don't think so. Still waiting on them DNA results. Don't think I'd mind being black or Hispanic. But I just don't look that part. Well, amazing how that happens. Oh, jeez. Representative Ro Khan, Democrat California, another national co-chair for Sanders in 2020, recalled that when some of his aides wanted to forcefully attack Biden in personal terms, the senator would respond, "Absolutely not. I'll be active in 2024, Sanders says." Now, Sanders is determined to ensure Trump doesn't win again. The Biden campaign has made it clear to Sanders' political team that they want him engaged as much as possible. Please engage in something for the love of Christ. Seeing his long-standing connections with a key voting bloc in as an asset because Sanders campaigned for Biden 4 years ago, the re-election team knows well specifically how chicken wings would taste. and also that Biden would be most helpful for Biden. It wouldn't be a surprise, for instance, if Sanders were again dispatched to Michigan, where he stumped for Biden in October of 2020, or at union halls to energize working class voters. Yes, he energizes those working class voters with his "I am a robot" kind of attitude. Well, he knows for himself that his team knows him and that we know that his work, says Carla Frank, the Biden campaign director of surrogate operations. Oh, she sucks hard. For this part, Sanders is wrestling precisely how he can be the most effective as a campaigner this fall and how he can best target the audience that most need to hear his case for Biden, according to his aides. But I intend to be aggressive. Like, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to spread them ass cheeks, and I'm going to get aggressive. I will see this as an enormous, important election that I, for one, will not sit out, he added. I'll be active. So bad. And this was written by Sungmin Kim. She is a White House reporter also. She's a special one. Yes, Sungmin Kim. Amazing. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. I'm going to clap your booty cheeks. Just make sure that it happens twice a day. Come on, get in there. Oh my God, this kills me. Just the reporting on them is just like, it's so bad. Be aggressive, be progressive. Get in there. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Enjoy. Have some laughs on me. Oh yeah. That's what we enjoy. You're in Colorado. Awesome. Awesome. Some of your comments are being held back by YouTube. Please, racialists, be careful with overtly smexy comments. I know, coming from me, and you should be just fine. Oh my gosh. Good Lord Almighty. All right. Well, we get to read another group of the special bobbly wobblies here. Gonna do something really special, of course. Oh, But before I get to that one, we're going to talk about the immigrants. Now, of course, they've had to change the narrative drastically over the past they've had to change their language over the past year. Beginning of the year. In case you didn't know, in case you weren't paying a whole lot of attention, there was a conglomerate of news people that decided to get together, and instead of saying illegal immigrants, they call them immigrants that might be here illegally, because you don't want to disparage anyone. They've decided to change the language. Now they will call them immigrants. They'll call them travelers. They'll call them anything but the illegals that they are, because, well, illegal sounds too harsh, and that's a word that Trump uses. So we have to change the language, and this is how they get you. Say, hey, why don't we just change the language? That way they sound a little more special. Well, how about this? North Carolina bill ordering sheriffs to help help immigration agents closer to the law with a Senate vote. Immigration agents. What in the F is an immigration agent? Is that like a cleaning, like a Tide Pod or something? Oh, look, North Carolina. They've got the same matching little signs. Isn't that wonderful? Stop HB 10. Well, I wonder what HB 10 is. So why don't we find out? We'll do what we do best here. We'll do a live search on this, so that way we can figure out what North Carolina HB 10. I think it was HB-10. Let's see what that actually was. House Bill 10. All right, let's see what this House Bill 10 is. I don't see what the House Bill is. I just see what the vote is. Edition 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here we go. House Bill 10, the final portion of HB 10 is. Oh, let's see. House Bill 10. Oh, look, we have it right here. General Assembly of North Carolina, Session 2023, House Bill 10, Second Edition, engrossed 3/28/2023. Second Judiciary Committee, substituted, adopted 4/30/2024. Fourth General Edition, engrossed 5/2/2024. Guess what the short title is? Require sheriffs to cooperate with ICE. Wow, imagine that. A bill to be entitled, an act to require compliance with immigration detainers and administration warrants, to require certain reports from local law enforcement, and to authorize the Attorney General to seek a court order for failure to comply. When a person is confined for any period of county jail, local confinement facility, district confinement facility, or satellite jail or work release unit, the administrator or other person in charge of the facility shall attempt to determine if the prisoner is a legal resident of the United States by an inquiry of the prisoner or by examination of any relevant documents, or both if the person is charged with any of the following offenses. So this is very specific. It's not saying that they're just going to run around, pull some over, they get a ticket, and they're going to check for status. What it is confined for any period of time. Initially, it was charged with a felony or impaired driving offense that they would do it, but they said, oh, we'll just confine for any period in a county jail, which means 15 seconds, 10 days, which means they'll be bringing more people to the county jail. Doesn't that sound wonderful? So here it is. If the person is charged with any of the following offenses: a felony under this statute 90-5, a felony under this article, class A1 misdemeanor or felony under this article, any violations of this general statute. If the administrator or another person in charge of the facility is unable to determine if that prisoner is a legal resident or a citizen of the United States or its territory, the administrator or other person in charge of the facility holding the prisoner shall make a query of Immigration and Customs Enforcement in the United States Department of Homeland Security. If the prisoner has not been lawfully admitted to the United States Department of Homeland Security will have been notified of the prisoner's status and confinement at the facility by its receipt of the query from the facility. So basically, if they are in jail and it becomes effective July 1st, 2021, applies to offenses committed and persons released from custody on or after the state. So there is a chance for them to appeal. There is a relief. There is a petition. There's document request, duty to comply, definition of the administrator. All this stuff in here is pretty damn straightforward, saying, we will enforce illegal immigration. Yes, why not just enforce the laws that are already on the books? It's a special kind of thing that they have a hard time doing. That's how they operate. So this is what these people are all up in arms about, is that sheriffs, basically, if you're holding someone that may suspiciously appear to be from a different country, well, for example, they don't speak damn word English, they don't even know who the president is, they're going, "Me no habla English," that they go, hey, you know what? Maybe we check on the status of this person. It doesn't matter what country you're from there, Jose. We're going to do a little bit of immigration status and see if you're actually here legally. And we're going to comply with ICE, maybe the laws that are already on the books. The sheriffs are going to reach out and they're going to notate it. And if they come back and say, no, they've got a green card, they're fine to be here, then they just let it go. It's amazing how that works. Amazing. But let's see what let's see how they word this, because I guarantee you AP has got this shit completely wrong, as we also read some of the other stuff. So, Raleigh, North Carolina. Sheriffs would be required to temporarily hold inmates in jail that federal immigration agents believe are in the country illegally under a bill passed by the North Carolina Senate on Tuesday. Read the whole thing. Only if it is determined that they are here illegally. Other words, they will hold illegals. That is determined are truly illegals, but not before they call and check. They're not going to grab illegals up off the street and hold them waiting on ICE. That is not what they're going to do, because they are only going to do it under certain aspects. But unlike the two previous versions of the bill successfully shot down by Democrat Governor Roy Cooper's veto in the last 5 years, the measure stands a strong chance of becoming law thanks to GOP seat gains. They were grabbing their seats, they were grabbing their groins, they were grabbing their crotches. The Senate voted primary along party lines for a measure 26-16 vote. Now the legislation returns to the House, where Speaker Tim Moore said Wednesday he supports the measure that his chamber could vote in the Senate changes over as soon as next week. An affirmative House vote would send the measure to Cooper, who could veto it again, but supermajority of GOP in both chambers last year means Cooper's veto could be overridden and the bill enacted if Republicans stay united. The bill, sponsored by several key House leaders, centers around the issue of U.S. immigration and customs enforcement detainers. Those are requests for the local law enforcement to notify federal immigration agents about an inmate believed to be in the country unlawfully and maintain custody. Well, read the whole damn bill, because that's not all that it says. It is more than just grabbing someone off the street and holding them illegally. Hey, are you offended by my link you posted? I don't think so. What? offered my leave. What in the hell? Oh, yeah, there you go. I love it. I love it. Like and ribeye to Volstorm and Dictionary Diva right here at Caliber and Character. If you do not, then you will get spanked. Ooh, I love a ribeye, Welsh lady. Yum, 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 yum. Dictionary Diva, I don't think I know that one. You don't know who Dictionary Diva is? You don't know who Double D is? Ooh. There's something wrong if you don't know who Double D is. Oh yeah. Just saying. I hope you like to eat raw, Volstorm. Looking at that steak, I think Welsh lady reads I forgot to cook it. Meow. Oh yeah, she is. I'm already rib-eyed to both of you. State Republicans have said that the need for the bill is apparent, and several sheriffs across the state, particularly from Democrat urban counties, haven't cooperated with the immigration agents. Well, why would they? If you're here illegally, you're probably not going to cooperate with the agents that want to send you back to once you come. Most of the sheriffs, they comply, but we have a few who don't want to, said Wilson County Republican Senator Buck Tuesday on Thursday. This has been going on for years and years and years, and it's reached the point of a critical mass. Under the proposed changes, all sheriffs or jailers are required to hold inmates accused of serious crimes for up to 48 hours if a detainer is issued. It also mandates the involvement of the judicial officials to order law enforcement to hold an inmate in question, according to the bill. A Senate amendment to the bill would allow anyone to file a complaint with the state's Attorney General's office if they believe a jail administrator is not complying with the law. The legislation would go into effect on July 1. State Republicans used a parliamentary maneuver to table another amendment from the Senator Munjabati in Mecklenburg County Democrat that would allow a district attorney to file an objection to a detainer on behalf of a crime victim who seeks prosecution against an inmate in North Carolina. A district judge would have the ultimate say over whether a jail administrator would comply with a detainer request. You need to join me in supporting the victims of the crime, of the victims of domestic violence, and the prosecutors from our state by allowing them to seek justice by voting no, said. Current state officials ask sheriffs or other law enforcement officials to check on an inmate's legal status if they are charged with serious crimes. This is where it becomes really super important. If a jailer cannot determine someone's legal status, a query should be sent to ICE. I'm sorry, you say your name is David Jones. Well, Mr. Jones, can you spell your last name for me? Me no habla inglés. Mr. Jones it says here you're from Washington State. You're 23 years old. You sure look like you're about 50 to me, but man, Mr. Jones, who's the president of the United States? Me no habla inglés. Well, Mr. Jones, I think we can't determine who you really are, because I don't know, man. It says here that you're 6'1", you have blonde hair and blue eyes. And to me, Mr. Jones, you look like you're about 5'2", and you got brown eyes and definitely not blonde hair. This doesn't look like you. Me no habla inglés. Okay, well, we're just going to call ICE on you. How's that? Oh, no, me no call ICE. How did I do Chinese? I don't know. Oh, scratch the back. Back scratches oh, yes. Yeah. They're wonderful things. Yes. Dictionary Diva is on with us on Sunday nights, and she is awesome. She is wonderful. If you haven't checked out Dictionary Diva, you most definitely have to. In response to this legislation, the governor's office said Wednesday that Cooper was concerned if the bill was constitutional and effective in making communities safer. Well, let's see. The bill is constitutional. Doesn't matter if it's making communities safer or not. It's still constitutional. It would take away authority from sheriffs for purely political purposes, a spokesperson, Jordan Monahan, said. Okay. As with previous bills, versions, advocates for Latino immigrations spoke against the mandate on Senate committees this week and during a lobby day on Wednesday. They said the requirement would actually make communities less safe by instilling fear into illegals, especially those who are illegal, by discouraging them from reporting crimes or building trust with law enforcement. Being here illegally is a crime. Just saying.
The Republican majority in this legislature continues to push forward extreme laws that are target immigrations and punishes our community for merely existing.
Axel Herrera Ramos of Durham with the advocacy group Mi Familia en Caution and the rally outside the old Capitol building.
Don't tell me about safety.
At least 6 states broadly outlaw local agencies' ability to restrict federal immigration law enforcement involvement. National Conference of State Legislatures policy analyst Jay Gideon said in an email, these prohibitions aim to strike down sanctuary policies that do not enforce local cooperation with federal immigration agents. Georgia's Republican Brian Kemp also signed a bill Wednesday requiring jailers to check inmates' immigration status and criminalizes the failure to do so. Wow. Of course, this will be challenged in federal law. And until then, you're just going to have to hold out and hope that Jose doesn't kill your family. With a weed whacker, of course, and only in Minecraft, because we don't buy this bullshit. But it goes even further because now they're going to start pushing on all this immigration stuff and making it sound like the Republicans are doing horrible things because you know what they kept saying? Well, there's no law for this, so we'll just keep on doing this illegal immigration stuff. But there's more. Oh, there is so much more. You too, for the low price of $59.95, can buy a bill. Because the Justice Department warns it plans to sue Iowa over new state immigration law. Des Moines, Iowa, a hotbed of illegal activity. The U.S. Department of Justice has told Iowa's top official it plans to sue the state over new law making it a crime for a person to be in Iowa if they've been previously been denied admission to the U.S. Read that again. U.S. Department of Justice has told Iowa's top officials it plans to sue over a state law, a new one, making it a crime for a person to be in Iowa if they've been previously denied admission to the U.S. So what is this law? Because I cannot see what this law is. It makes no sense. I want to read it because I want to see what this law is, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the law. Why don't you tell us what the law is there, AP? I'm looking. I just don't see what this law is. Where is this law? I don't. What law is it that is being told? Because I just don't see it. And if they're saying this similar to the Texas one made it a crime for someone that's illegally here to be housed, and the law on that was basically if you are a coyote and you bring someone over into the United States, or you house someone illegally, that you will be fined. I think it's something like $10,000 or $1,000 plus 5 years in prison for each offense. So if you've got 100 people that you're housing in a warehouse that's here illegally, guess what? Your ass is going to jail for a long damn time. And you're going to be fined a shit ton of money. Okay, I'm lost. What is it? You say it's SF 2340? Okay, let's see. Oh, so this is for Iowa SF 40. Let's find out, because that's what we do here. And damn it, let's see. It's Iowa SF 2340. SF 2340. Let's see what it is. Iowa SF 2340. Let's see what this bill is. SF 340, illegal reentry of the United States, but guess what? Here's what the actual law is. Let's see. It says, I hereby transmit Senate File 2340, an act relating to illegal reentry into the states by certain aliens, prohibition on arrest in certain location, orders to return to a foreign nation, immunity from liability, and indemnification for enforcement actions, sentencing restrictions, and providing penalties. So here's what it is. Relating to the illegal entry of certain aliens, if enacted by the General Assembly of the state of Iowa, alien means same as illegal, or defined in 8 U.S. Code 1101 as of January 1st, 2023. Port of entry means port of entry in the United States designated by new section, illegal reentry into the state by certain aliens. A person who is an alien commits a offense if the person attempts to enter, or is at any time found in this state under any of the following circumstances. The person has been denied admission to, or has been excluded, deported, or removed from the United States. The person has departed from the United States while an order of exclusion, deportation, or removal is outstanding. An offense under this section is aggravated misdemeanor, except that the offense is a Class D felony of the following are true. Person's removal was subsequent to a conviction for commission of 2 or more misdemeanors. The person was excluded pursuant this USC code. Because the defendant was excludable, the person was removed pursuant. The Class C felony of the person was removed. Basically saying you were here illegally in the first place. So even if you do come back in legally, we do not want you in our state. How is that harsh? I don't see the harshness to it. Protecting your state, protecting your country should not be considered illegal. Should not be considered unconstitutional or taking away somebody's rights because you plan on taking away other people's rights. It's harsh, but this is the kind of shit that needs to happen. But of course, the U.S. Department of Justice has told their officials they plan to sue the state. Well, they can go F themselves. How's that? I don't even live in Iowa, and I would tell them to go F themselves. The statute interferes with the federal government's authority to enforce immigration law. But you don't enforce immigration law. You basically put people in and then send them to states. The DOJ informed Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds and State Attorney Brenda Byrd that it intends to sue unless the state agrees by May 7th not to enforce the law, according to a letter sent Thursday. And how does the federal government override what a state does? Sue us. That's what I would say. Sue us. And we will countersue every single one of you, whoever decides to bring that lawsuit. Screw them. Byrd indicated Friday that the state is unlikely to agree to federal terms of trying to basically screw their state.
Iowa will not back down and stand by our state's safety as it hangs in the balance,
She said in a statement. The similar Texas law is on hold due to the Justice Department's court challenge. Legal experts and some law enforcement officials have said the Iowa law poses the same question raised in the Texas case, because enforcing immigration law has historically fallen to federal authorities. But if they're not doing their job, it is incumbent upon the states to protect its citizens. That's okay. Totally ridiculous. It makes me mad for booting you. What? Yeah. The Iowa law violates the U.S. Constitution because it effectively creates a separate state immigration scheme. No, it doesn't. Not at all. It says we don't want you in our state. We don't want you here. And if you're found here, then we will detain you and we will throw you the hell out. You're not welcome here. The law, which goes into effect on July 1st, would allow criminal charges to be brought against people who have outstanding deportation orders or who have previously have been removed or denied admission to the U.S. once in custody. Illegals could either agree to a judge's order to leave the U.S. or be prosecuted. The law has elevated anxiety in Iowa's immigrant communities. I don't know why it would. If you're here legally, then there should be no problem. But if you are an illegal immigrant to this country, then it should worry you. It should panic you. Can we sue the executive legislative branch for breach of contract? Nope. Nothing you can do. All you can do is bitch and moan to your local representative, and that's going to get you about as far as you can throw Joe Biden, which probably is pretty far at this point. He's about as light as a feather. He floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. And he likes to pee all himself, too. Republicans across the country have accused Joe Biden of neglecting his duty to enforce federal immigration law. Yes.
The only reason we had to pass this law is because the Biden administration refuses to enforce the laws already on the books,
Reynolds said in a statement on Friday. Yes, yes. And more yes to more of that yes. It is amazing to me that they don't pay too much attention to what's going on because, well, why would they? Why would they really care? They don't care about you. What makes you think that they're going to care anymore? What makes you think they're going to care anymore? And let's see if anything new has come in because, well, as I said, they will have their day. The immigrants will have their day in court. This is how it's going to go. It's really amazing to me. Because it goes from place to place and country to country. And of course, this is what you get. Police break up pro-Palestinian student protests in Berlin as demonstrators spread across Europe. Oh, look. Same little flags, same little groups, same little outfits. And Berlin, Amsterdam, they go crazy. And then, of course, University of Chicago clears out the demonstrations. MIT encroaches on a new encampment. This one right here. MIT dealt with a new encampment on site that was cleared but immediately retaken by demonstrators. The confrontations come as campuses try a range of strategies from appeasement to threats of disciplinary action to resolve the protest against Israel and clear a way for commencements. Good luck. At the University of Chicago, protesters numbering in several hundreds had gathered in an area known as the Quad for at least 8 days. Campus administrators warned them Friday to leave the area or face removal. Police in riot gear blocked access to the Quad on Tuesday as law enforcement dismantled the encampment. At MIT, protesters were given a Monday afternoon deadline to voluntarily leave or face suspension Many left, according to an MIT spokesperson who said protesters breached fencing after an arrival of demonstrators from outside the university. Again, on Monday night, dozens of protesters remained in the encampment in a calmer atmosphere, listening to speakers and chanting before taking a pizza break. Got a piece of pizza, got a piece of pizza. That's what they were chanting. Got a piece of pizza, want my pizza now on your face. Sam Innes, a graduate student at MIT studying mechanical engineering and a member of the MIT ceasefire, said that the group has been at the encampment for 2 weeks and that they're calling for an end to the killing in Gaza. Make it stop. We just threw rocks at them. We just threw rockets across the border and killed a few people. Stop shooting back at us. Sam Innes, a graduate, is studying mechanical engineering and a member of the ceasefire, said that the group has been at the encampment for 2 weeks and that they're calling for an end to the killing in Gaza, of course.
Specifically, our encampment is protesting MIT's direct research ties to the Israeli Ministry of Defense,
he said. No arrests has been made as of Monday night, according to the MIT spokesperson. At the Rhode Island School of Design, where students started occupying a building Monday, a spokesperson said that the school affirms students' rights to freedom of speech and peaceful assembly and that it supports all members of its community, except for those that might be Jewish. Said the president and provost were on site meeting that the demonstrators, the spokesperson said. The student protests have spread to Europe. What? No, they haven't. Where they are gaining momentum. In every country, they're causing trouble. Yes, I know. Oh, on fire. Many protesters want their schools to divest from companies that do business with Israel or otherwise contribute to a war effort. Others simply want to call attention to the deaths in Gaza and for the war to end. Make it stop. They're picking on me after I threw a fishy fit. Why are they so mean to me? Demonstrations at New York's Columbia University, where the protest movement began about 3 weeks ago, have roiled its campus. Officials on Monday challenged its large main ceremony, but said students will be able to celebrate at a series of smaller school-based ceremonies this week and next. Columbia had already canceled in-person classes for more than 200 pro-Palestinian demonstrators, as we said, 200 pro-Palestinian demonstrators, not the thousands we saw, but only 200 who had camped out on Columbia's green or occupied an academic building were arrested in recent weeks. Like I said, they were arrested, they'll be out, and they will be back up again. Similar encampments sprouted up elsewhere. Well, leading universities to struggle where to draw the line between free expression and doing something that's completely illegal. The University of Southern California earlier canceled its main graduation ceremony. That's what they should do. Abandoned their camp at USC on Sunday after being surrounded by police and threatened with arrest. Other universities have held graduation ceremonies with beefed up security. The University of Michigan's ceremony was interrupted by chanting a few times Saturday. A group faculty and staff members at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill asked the administration for amnesty for student protesters who were recently arrested and suspended. Harvard University interim president, blah, blah, and blah, blah. Let us graduate. Why won't you let us graduate? Why not? Well, here, let's find out. This is why not. This is why not right here.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed. I'm being restricted from a lot of things right now, that I didn't expect to be, for standing up for something that I believe in. And I have family coming in who I have to let them know to, not come to my graduation ceremonies. I am glad that there is a guarantee that my courses will be taken care of, so I don't have to worry necessarily about my graduation requirements and the fact that I will earn my degree as I have spent the past 4 years doing. But I'm just disappointed. I mean, I'm a 2020 high school grad, so I wasn't able to walk then. And so, you know, here it is. I'm not able to walk now.
Knowing, what you know now, and, like you said, you were standing up for a cause, would you do it again?
I mean, yeah, I would.
Oh, okay.
I was doing what I believed was right, and I still believe it to be right. I would stand up for the cause again, even if it means something negative to me, because like the cause is.
Girl, I mean, I understand dentists are expensive, but please, the tooth rot, just brush your teeth. Something, sweetheart, brush your teeth. At this age, her teeth are rotting out of her melon, and she's upset about a war that she's not involved in. They don't care about you, sweetheart. Go fix your teeth. It is sad that she effed around. See, this is the part of find out that you get. And she would do it all over again because it's so worth it to me. Not graduating, not getting my degree. It's so worth it. I'll get my 4-year degree.
Is so much harm has been done to all of those people already. I am safe. I am fine. I might not graduate, and that might harm future job prospects and stuff like that, but I'm not I'm not.
At what point does reality hit her? I don't think it will. Those teeth are hideous, and also for her health. Yes. Those people? Do you really think the Palestinians are about what you give two shits about what you've lost? No. They want your money. Send me money so I can send rockets to Israel, because they've already said death to Israel. That's what they keep saying. That's what they're chanting. I mean, she needs to stay in school and educate herself a lot more. I don't think reality ever hits this poor girl. She's gonna wake up one day homeless with no job prospect, and
in physical danger. I'm not constantly worried about being hurt or being forced from my home or anything like that. I would absolutely stand up again and protest again.
Yep. And there you go. She will not even be able to get a job at McDonald's whenever all is said and done. Barely awake. That could be a good thing. Get that morning stretch in. I lost all my mind because of present issue with the kiddo sucked all the nutrients out of me, but I have fake ones now, so it's good. Yeah. How old were you? Think about this. She was 18 when she graduated. So 19, 20, 21, 22. She's 22 years old. And that's the shape of her teeth. 22 years old. Her skin looks horrible. Or maybe she was 17. She just barely turned 21. Yeah, she graduated in 2020. So say she was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 years later. 2021. Meth will do that. I don't think it's meth. I don't think it's meth. I think it's just bad hygiene. I'm sure her diet is not the best. Yes, most likely. I would say she drinks a lot of Monsters. Yeah, probably. That's when it came out just over 2 years ago. Yeah. But were you in your 20s whenever that happened? That's the question. I mean, I understand having the nutrients sucked from your body. No, she hasn't had nutrients sucked from her body. She's just in that bad a shape. Yet she's gonna protest against something that she knows nothing of. And of course, this is what they say in Georgetown University.
Lead files are temporary,
said Al Shabini, a Georgetown University sophomore who's taking part in a protest at George Washington.
There can be a ceasefire, but the U.S. government will continue to arm the Israeli military. We plan to be here until the university divests or until they drag us out of here.
Because it really is not. This is not about Palestine. Trust me. As much as the news keeps reporting this about being Palestine, a Palestinian thing, this is not about Palestine. Zionist movement. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's called the BDS movement. It's called Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions. It is a Palestinian-led, but it is BDS movement is a very much a different thing. I couldn't remember what it was. BDS movement. All right, let's see. And we'll pull it up according to the Wikipedia. And we'll add it to the stage here. This is it. So, according to Wikipedia, boycott, divestment, and sanctions is a nonviolent Palestinian-led movement promoting boycotts, divestments, and economic sanctions against Israel. Its objective is to pressure Israel to meet what the BDS movement describes as Israel's obligations under international law, defined as a withdrawal from occupied territories, removal of the separation barrier in the West Bank, fully equality for Arab Palestinian citizens of Israel, and respecting, protecting, promoting the rights of Palestinian refugees and return to their homes and properties. The movement is organized and coordinated by the Palestinian BDS National Committee. BDS is modeled after the anti-apartheid movement. Its proponents compare the Palestinians' plight to that of apartheid area black South Africans. Protests and conferences in support of the movement have been held in several countries. Its mascot, which features on its logotype, is a symbol of Palestinian identity and a right of return. Some critics accuse BDS movement of anti-Semitism, a charge the movement denies, calling it an attempt to conflate anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism. The Israel lobby in the United States has made the opposing BDS one of its top priorities. Since 2015, the Israeli government has spent millions of dollars to promote the view that BDS is anti-Semitic, and it will have it legally banned in foreign countries. BDS supporters see it as a human rights movement. Many authors trace BDS origins to the NGO Forum in 2001 World Conference Against Racism in South Africa. At the forum, Palestinian activists met with anti-apartheid veterans who identified parallels between Israel and apartheid South Africa and recommended campaigns like those they had used to defeat the apartheid. Forum adopted a document that contained many ideas that would later reappear in the 2005 BDS call. Israel was proclaimed an apartheid state, which engaged in human rights violations through the denial of Palestinians' refugees' right of return, and occupation of the Palestinian territories, and discrimination against Arab citizens of Israel. The declaration recommended comprehensive sanctions and embargoes against Israel as the remedy. In March 2002, while the Israeli army reoccupied all major Palestinian cities and towns and imposed curfews, a group of prominent Palestinian scholars published a letter calling for help from the global civil society. The letter asked activists to demand that the government suspend economic relations with Israel in order to stop its campaign of apartheid occupation and ethnic cleansing. Yes, this is what they're all about. And of course, it goes on and on. It demands that Israel and its three forms of injustices that infringe international law and Palestinian rights by ending its occupation, colonialization of all Arab lands occupied in 1967 and dismantling the wall.
recognizing fundamental rights of the Arab Palestinian citizens to full equality, and respecting, protecting, and promoting the rights of Palestinian refugees and return their homes and properties as stipulated in UN Resolution 194. These demands, it sounds like a bunch of sob sits to me, is what it sounds like. Ending largely discernible aspects of Israeli occupation, BDS is a social movement for all Palestinians, whether they live in diaspora or in its historical Palestine. Okay. BDS believes that negotiations with Israel should focus on how Palestine rights can be restored. BDS believes that Israel is an apartheid state. No, you're just using that as an excuse to be assholes to somebody. BDS demands that Israel allow Palestinian refugees displaced in the 1948 war to return to what is now Israel. Okay. And what they call it is liberal Zionism, who oppose the occupation but also right of return for the refugees. According to liberal Zionists, both right-wing liberal Zionists and BDS risk destroying Israel, defined as turning Israel into a Palestinian majority state. BDS is demanding equal citizenship and the right of return for refugees. With the two-state solution off the table, Israel would either have to grant citizenship to the Palestinians living under occupation, thus destroying Israel, or become an apartheid state. Liberal Zionists find apartheid repugnant and oppose apartheid in Israel, but they propose a boycott limited as well as Israeli bank settlements, pressure Israeli government to stop building settlements. Whatever. Normalization, founding an organization. It was founded in 2005. Methods: BDS organizes campaigns for boycotts, divestment, sanctions against Israel. Boycotts are facilitated by urging public to avoid purchasing goods made by Israeli companies, divesting, urging banks, pension funds, international companies to stop doing business with Israel, and sanctions by pressuring governments to end military trade and free trade agreements with Israel and suspend Israel's membership in international forums. So, as I said, these little activists that you see showing up on these colleges, they're not college students. Well, some of them are, and they're duped and they're fooled, and they believe that this is the way that it is supposed to be. Well, let's go to the criticism of this. According to the Israeli Institute of National Security Studies, BDS depicts Israel as racist, fascist, totalitarian, and apartheid state, which the Institute considers defamation and demonization of Israel. They state that boycotting Israel targets, regardless of their position or connection to the Israel-Palestinian conflict, is incitement. In 2007, The Economist called the boycott flimsy and ineffective, writing that blaming Israel alone for the impasse in the occupied territories will continue to strike many outsiders as unfair, and noting that the Palestinian leadership did not support the boycott. By early 2014, however, it wrote that the campaign, once derided on the scheming of crackpots, was turning mainstream in the eyes of many Israelis. According to Alan Dershowitz, what a piece of garbage he is, BDS disincentivized Palestinians from negotiating with Israel. Yes, it does. The ADL similarly argues that BDS ignores the Israeli government's willingness to negotiate with Palestinians and instead favors delegitimizing tactics. According to Noah Tishby, the BDS official website is riddled with cherry-picked misinformation about the history of the Israel and Arab War. For example, the website claims Israel deliberately attacked Palestinian civilian infrastructure. It does not contextualize the claim with Hamas's use of human shields in the Gaza Strip, resistance and Hamas activity against Israel, radical ideology, and the oppression of Palestinians is a pattern on the BDS website. And this is according to the Community for Peace. Some performers feel harassed or even threatened by BDS groups. Yeah. Oppression Olympics. Palestine is and never was a country. Exactly. Yep. I understand. BDS opponents argue that it's good for Palestinians in the West Bank that Israel companies operate there. They said they offer employment with higher wages than Palestinian employers, and that the employees do not feel exploited. It is therefore counterproductive to boycott companies operating in settlements. BDS supporters say that many Palestinian workers in settlements earn less than the Israeli minimum wage and that their salaries are often withheld, their social rights denied, and they're often exposed to danger in the workplace. To work in settlements, Palestinians must obtain work permits. Yes, these permits can be annulled at any time. For example, if the workers try to unionize or engage in any kind of political activity, which is not, and it says, of course, here, unreliable source. BDS supporters further argue that regardless of the economic cost, the boycott against Israel enjoys overwhelming support among Palestinians. Connections to terrorism. Some BDS opponents have stated that its ties to militant organizations. The Foundation for Defense of Democracies has argued that there are links between BDS and American supporters of Hamas. In a 2016 congressional hearing, he said some leaders of the organizations that have been designated shut down or held civilly liable for providing material to support terrorist organizations. Hamas appears to have pivoted to leadership positions within the American BDS campaign. In 2016, a report by Israeli Strategic Affairs Ministry accused the EU of giving millions of euros to organizations that promote anti-Israel boycotts, blah, blah, blah. So, Popular Front for Libertarian Palestine, FPLP, whatever. Members had infiltrated the organization. Former FPLP who organized the bombing who involved in a bombing in Jerusalem in 1969 had participated in meetings organized by these people. BDS dismissed the report as wildly fabricated and recycled propaganda from far-right Israeli government. Both ministry reports were cited by Amnesty Report in 2019 as an example of Israel's efforts to delegitimize Israel and Palestinian human rights defenders and organizations. Allegations of anti-Semitism. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Allegations that it targets the Jews, conflated anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism. Doesn't matter. It's still anti-Semitism. You can call it whatever you want to. It's the same damn thing. Good morning. Good morning. See, this also gets a lot of the people that do not stand for this all worked up. I mean, I could go on all day about this stuff, but there's no point because they're getting wrecked left and right. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it with a passion. And I'm going to show something that will probably get me in trouble, but I'm going to do it anyway because this is hilarious. This is something that was created by AI. Something that was created by AI. And I'm going to share this with you guys just so you sort of get an idea of what it would be like in the 50s. Check this out. You're going to love it. I hope.
Step into the eccentric world of South Park, where everyday life is a punchline waiting to happen. Meet Stan Marsh, the all-American boy with a heart of gold. Then there's Kyle Broflovsky, the sharp-witted voice of reason. And who could forget Eric Cartman, the larger-than-life troublemaker with a knack for stirring up mischief. Kenny...
So happy to hear that. I hope you're doing well and safe. It's been a while. We need to hang out sometime, Rabbit. Need to hang out, like privately, like outside of the YouTube area. We should talk. Iron Rabbit gives lots of hugs. Oh, guys, that's wonderful. You have a good day, also, Iron Rabbit. Seriously, have a really good day and be safe. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Where is the particular one I was looking at? Where is it? Where is it? Let's see if we've got it. Oh. Nope, not that one. My dogs are losing their mind. I'll be right back. Give me just a second. I've got someone showing up to pick up something here. I'll be right back. Oh my. What do we have here? Anybody up for a game of golf? Just saying. Golf is an interesting sport. No more Sasquatch for today. We won't do this all the time. Sasquatch wasn't being attacked as much as he was being electro-stimulated. Yes. Still not playing golf. Nope. Still not playing golf. Thought of the day is the headmistress from Buzz and Harry Potter, part giant or shaved as Sasquatch. I don't know. Could be a combination of both. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, you know what time it is. What time it is. We've got time for me. Just got to protect the wing. Yes. Protect the wing. Oh my. So it is that time that we are going to create a nice little love song for you guys. We're going to get this AI fired up here for just a second. What do we have here? Don't remind me. I've got an electric nerve conduction test for my neck and left shoulder coming up. Just don't go too low. Make sure it's just the neck and shoulders. Yes. So here we go. Share this tab instead. There we go. Look what we've got. Look what we've got. Let's see. what is going on today that would be interesting? I'm thinking about a I think there was something here. This is let's see. Trying to remember what it's called off the top of my head because there's a no, that's all right. That's right. You be safe, Iron Rabbit. You be safe. Be absolutely safe. Looks like Little D. Sketch. No. A sad song about not being able to graduate, doesn't brush teeth, allergic to job applications. No, we need an upbeat upbeat swing in the upbeat what is it? See, that would be the 50s swing or upbeat shag music style about surviving tornadoes. There we go. That's what I want to do. Upbeat shag music style about surviving tornadoes. Big band about jumping the border, making it a crime. Well, you know how to get that kind of song up there. Let's see. Twister Takedown is the first one we have here.
Gotta stay strong when the wind starts to blow. Tornadoes coming, it's time to go. Hold on tight, grab your loved ones close. Gotta stay strong when the wind starts to blow. Tornadoes coming, it's time to go. Hold on tight, grab your loved ones close. The storm is fierce, but we're not gonna lose. Houses shaking, debris in the air, but we won't break, we won't despair. Brave hearts beating, standing tall and proud, united we stand, we won't back down. Ride the twister, ride the storm, we'll survive, we'll keep warm. Hold on tight, together we'll fight. In this wild dance, we'll see the light.
No, I don't like either one of those. I don't like one of those. Okay, everything I said about it, making an upbeat folk song. They don't know what shag is. New challenges to the Suno model coming soon. Less auto-tune in the vocals. Can't wait. Yeah. Twisting in the wind.
Winds keep blowing, twisting all around. Tornadoes coming, better hit the ground. Houses flipping, trees torn up by the roots. Hold on tight, get ready for the loops. Roofs flying, debris everywhere. Whirling and swirling, it's a mighty scare. But we'll stay strong, we won't break up and survive in this storm. We gonna make it in the end. Twisting in the wind, we'll dance through the storm. Holding on tight, we'll face any form. With our hearts beating together, we'll stand. Surviving these tornadoes, hand in hand.
We'll see this one.
Winds keep blowing, twisting all around. Tornadoes coming, better hit the ground. Houses flipping, trees torn up by the roots. Hold on tight, get ready for the loops. Roofs flying, debris everywhere. Whirling and swirling, it's a mighty scare. We'll stay strong, we won't break or bend. Surviving this storm, we're gonna make it in the end. Twisting in the wind, we'll dance through the storm. Holding on tight, we'll face any form. With our hearts beating, together we'll stand. Surviving these tornadoes, hand in hand.
Yeah, the first one's much better.
Gotta stay strong when the winds.
No, not that one. This one. And then this one here is.
Winds keep.
Let's see what part 2 is. Oh, the credits are refunded. So that was the end of the song. So it is one all on its own. So we can just delete that. Move to trash, and we can move that to trash. So this is the one, Twister Takedown, right there. That is the winner for me. All right. What do you guys got? Anything? Oh, well, like I said, I only do it whenever I get the booty grab break. Well, yes, I do grab my wife's booty. She was walking out the door. She said she was getting ready to head out, and I only had so much time. Coffee break and booty grab break. Is it? First one's better, but 70s rock might be funny. Yeah, it could be, but I wanted to have something, you know, give a little bit of support to it. Ah, here we go. Jeffrey. Now, there we go. About breaking the law, then being deported because you forgot you were illegally in the country. I like that. We're going to give that a try. That sounds like a worthy one. We're going to keep that one up there. So give me just a second. I do something here. I have to get my stuff together because that's what kind of special kind of moron that I am. Most of the time, I forget exactly where I'm at or what I'm supposed to be doing. And I've also got to get you guys set up for where I'm sending you this morning. And don't know. Pull this. See, this is so weird. I set this thing up to actually have monetization in it, and it kills me every time that it does this kind of crap. Oh, let's go back to channel content, and there we go. Because I set it up for intros, and for whatever reason, it did not do what it was supposed to do. Give me a second. I have to. Yeah, see, I turned that off. I set up the redirect, and we'll see if it actually gives me the redirect. There it is. All right. And let me pull this up right here. A slow polka or waltz. Copy. All right. Let's do this. And we're going to go to home and create, custom mode. Boom. Go paste. Slow polka or waltz about breaking the law and then being deported because you forgot you were illegally in the country. Let's see what happens. Something you can dance to but wouldn't want to. We'll see. We'll see what we got. We'll see what we get. A melancholic country slow. Well, I don't know if I want to have a slow country song.
In a little town.
Nope.
In a little town.
Nope, not doing that. We're going to go for a slow polka. About breaking the law, being deported because you forgot you were illegally in the USA. We'll just say USA. We'll just say USA. Create. Let's see what happens. Let's see what AI is going to spit out at us. Welsh lady reads, we're going to write and take over YouTube for booting you. Why would it boot you? Did you get booted? I hope not. All right, let's see what we got.
Late up now, I'm feeling free, dancing through the town, just one carefree. But late at night, I'm feeling free, dancing through the town, just wild and carefree. But little did I know, the trouble brewing in me, didn't realize my past would come, locking up the key. Living life on the edge, running from the law, crossing borders, didn't think I'd fall, but suddenly it hit me like a lightning bolt. My papers weren't in order, now I'm facing the untold. Runaway trouble, I can't stay no more. Feeling lost, heart pounding on the floor. Dancing in the moonlight, but the spotlight's on me. Now I'm deported, far away across the sea.
That's pretty funny. That's a slow waltz.
Late up now, I'm feeling free, dancing through the town, just one carefree. But little did I know the trouble brewing in me, didn't realize my password could come, locking up the key. Living life on the edge, running from the law, crossing borders, didn't think I'd fall, but suddenly it hit me like a lightning bolt. My papers weren't in order, now facing the untold. Runaway trouble, I can't say no more. Feeling lost, heart pounding on the floor. Dancing in the moonlight, but the spotlight's on me. Now I'm deported far away across the sea.
So what do you think? Which one? First one or second one? First one was
Late
that
at
one we just
night,
played.
I'm feeling free.
The first one was the one we just played. The second one is Runaway Trouble. I'm going to let you guys decide because I'm having a hard time deciding on which one is better because they're both damned awesome. So we're going to put a poll in there. Start a poll. Here we go. So 1 or 2. Or 2. And we'll put it right here. 1 or 2. Start poll. Oh yeah, Runaway Trouble. So it's either the first one or the second one, and we're gonna play them both to you back to back, so you can get to hear both of them.
Late up now, I'm feeling free.
So this is the first
Dancing
one.
through the town, just one carefree.
This is
Late
the
at
second one.
night, I'm feeling free. Dancing through the town, just wild and carefree. But little did I
I'll let them
know
both play.
the
So you guys
trouble.
can
Late up
have that
now,
much time to
I'm
decide.
feeling free. Dancing through the town, just one carefree. But little did I know the trouble brewing in me. Didn't realize my password could come, locking up the key. Living life on the edge, running from the law, crossing borders, didn't think I'd fall, but suddenly it hit me like a lightning bolt. My papers weren't in order, now facing the untold. Runaway trouble, I can't say no more. Feeling lost, heart pounding on the floor. Dancing in the moonlight, but the spotlight's on me. Now
That's the first one. Second one's coming up. Here it comes. Just keep listening.
Late at night, I'm feeling free, dancing through the town, just wild and carefree.
No.
But little did I know, the trouble brewing in me, didn't realize my past would come, locking up the key. Living life on the edge, running from the law, crossing borders, didn't think I'd fall, but suddenly it hit me like a lightning bolt. My papers weren't in order, now I'm facing the untold. Runaway trouble, I can't stay no more. Feeling lost, heart pounding on the floor, dancing in the moonlight, but the spotlight's on me. Now I'm deported, far away across the sea.
Looks like 2 is winning out so far. Little Oktoberfest with deportation.
Run, pounding on the floor, dancing in the moonlight, but the spotlight's on me. Now I'm deported, far away across the sea. Locking up the key.
There we go. So that's 1 and that's 2, and that is the end of that. Let's see what we got here. We will bring up the poll in 3, 2, 1, and boom. There we go. Let's see what we've got. It looks like number 2 wins it just by a little short bit. We've got 2 wins the piece right there. So sorry for those that didn't get it. More one like a beer drinking sea shanty. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So number 2 got it. Number 2 will be the one that we use. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Boom. And of course, you know, I'll play these 2 country songs for you also, just because they're pretty funny. So we got the country
In a
version.
little town down by the river, where the days roll slow and the nights deliver, I was just a young soul chasing my dreams. But oh, little did I know how crazy it seems.
Sounds like old George. Sounds like
I
some
met a girl with eyes as bright as the sun. Her smile could melt the heart, make the whole world run. But the love we had, it was forbidden, they said. And in the end it was my mistake that led on the long way home with a heavy heart. I broke the law, tore us apart. Now I'm standing here with no place to go. On the long way home, I'll take it slow. I'll take it slow. In a little town down by the river, where the days roll slow and the nights deliver, I was just a young soul.
Which one sounded like a beer drinking song?
Chasing my dreams, but oh, little did I know.
This one right here.
Late up now, I'm feeling free, dancing through the town, just wild and carefree. But little did I know the trouble brewing in me. Didn't realize my past could come. on the edge, running from the law. Crossing borders, didn't think I'd fall, but suddenly it hit me like a lightning bolt. My papers weren't in order, now facing the untold. Runaway trouble, I can't say no more. Feeling lost, heart pounding on the floor. Dancing in the moonlight, but the spotlight's on me. Now I'm deported.
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.